Man, I am so mad. I do not have my Cheyenne Bryant overlays. I deleted them. I used to have a whole, well, I didn't have a whole. I had like two or three pictures that I could just display anytime Dr. Cheyenne, well, the alleged Miss Cheyenne Bryant. Anytime Miss Cheyenne Bryant was talking, I would have just have a picture just right there. Oh, I do have one. There we go. I do have one. But anyways, we'll save that for later. I thought I deleted all of my Miss Cheyenne Bryant's pictures. Man, I was looking through all of my stuff and I was just like,
Congratulations, you played yourself.
man, shout out to Zero G Tactics, first one in the building. But yeah, we have a lot to talk about. Um, Miss Cheyenne Bryant, she has officially lost her mind. Now, she's always been that way, and I'm gonna come at it at this perspective with her, not so much ire, just more of really a warning towards Miss Cheyenne Bryant that she just needs to come clean now if she can, because this is it's getting to a point. This went from because I just remember there was a time where people thought men were just hating on her to now she's and then it just went completely opposite to now, oh, she's crazy, and now people are gonna like, oh wait, this bitch is insane. So we're reaching that level of, yo, this bitch might be like real insane in the brain. So she's reaching that territory. She just needs to come clean now and just be like, look, it is what it is. I've only been an honorary doctor, not a real doctor. Okay, so she needs to do that. By the way, Zero G, if you're still there, I want you to pay. I'm gonna show you something real quick because I actually have this tab open. I want to show you something real quick. The reason why I knew so much about the alleged Dr. Cheyenne Bryant so early in the game is because of this man. So I want you to. I'm not gonna play the clip because there's so much static in it. This was back when the Corey Holcomb show. They used to have this engineer running the show, and this dude didn't like this dude did not know his wires. But anyways, if you peep this date, March 29, 2016, right? Corey Holcomb was already talking about how Dr. Cheyenne Bryant was a fraud in this as early, like I'm talking about way back, right? So he already put me onto game. That's how I even knew of Cheyenne Bryant and Cheyenne Bryant's appearances, multiple appearances on the Zoe Williams show. That's why I knew so much about Cheyenne Bryant before she even went viral. Before, because remember, she had a whole huge female fan base. He had a whole huge female fan base, huge, when she was talking crazy about Nick Cannon and Cam Newton. They're what is she what was she saying? They're creating something. How am I blanking? Creating broken homes, and oh, she's reading them to Phil Sis and blah blah blah. Corey Holcomb came to Nick Cannon's and Cam Newton's defense once when it wasn't popular to. All the hoes went crazy. Oh, he's just jealous. He don't know this and blah blah blah. Now watch this. Watch this. Let's put it back to me because I don't want to talk about Corey Holcomb the whole time. Let me put it back to me. Let's keep it buck. Once Cheyenne Bryant started talking about what women needed to do, that's when the women started being like, wait a minute, where did you get your credentials from? And that's when people started doing the research on her, when she started talking about the women. That was really Cheyenne Bryant's mistake. She should have just kept on talking about men creating broken homes, and she could have also pivoted to, she could have what she could have done was just start attacking the manosphere like everybody else is doing, and she could have kept people off of her back. But she started trying to be, pseudo smart. you know, Trying to prove that she knows a little bit more than what she knows. And she started even talking about credentials and how you don't really need credentials in terms of your college credentials to say certain things. And that's when particularly BWs started getting on her case about her credentials. So it's very interesting how the tide has turned. It's very interesting. Yeah, Zero G says he beat the public knowledge by a decade. Actually, is actually more than a decade because he was on the show with her in I think 2015 or 2014. I can't remember, but he was on the show with Zoe Williams in 2015 or 2014, and even then, it was just it's because it's funny because if I don't obviously I don't remember the exact episode, but every time that Zoe Williams was introducing her as doctor, Corey was cringing. So Corey would have this thing where like Zoe Williams used to have his show, and he would have these crazy bitches come on the show from all different types of backgrounds, all of them with some kind of mental problem. You know what I mean? And every time they would try to say something of significance or try to sound smart, and Corey was on the show on the same time with Zoe, he would just have like a cringe face. He'll just be like, "Oh man, this bitch just talking about nothing," right? So, like I said, props to Corey. It was him and probably one or two other people. And I'll say this, Zoe Williams, this is low key your fault. You knew this bitch was not a doctor, yet you allowed her to come on your platform because she was pretty. But anyways, Zero G says, I think CB was trying to get in front of the real curve like a true chameleon. CB? Who do you mean by CB? Did I mention him already? See, I think CB was trying to get in front of the real curve like a true chameleon. This must be a female. Oh, you talking about you mean Cheyenne Bryant. Cheyenne Bryant. My bad. I was like, who's CB? Nah, yeah, Cheyenne Bryant was she's yeah. My bad, guys. My bad, guys. Thank you, Captain Obvious 7168. But yeah, man. Cheyenne Bryant, she did try to come in step in front of the curve, what's it, step in front of the curve like a true chameleon. That is true. That was because when I saw her doing that, it kind of reminded me of usually when you have a panderer, right? Like a historical panderer, and then all of a sudden, meaning, a panderer to women, and all of a sudden, in the midst of their success, they start talking about men's rights, or they'll just mention stuff that people need to get off men's back for this and that. Usually the end is near. Usually they know that their time is coming to a halt and they're gonna say something real for once. So it's you saw it with TD Jakes actually. So before the Diddy stuff started coming out, is very interesting. He actually started. It was one specific sermon that went viral, and he started talking about like how women are not. They shouldn't really have an opinion on how he should be as a father, right? He says fathers get the short end of the stick because women think that they know what it is like to be a father and they really need to back off. And it was interesting when he did that, he lost a lot of support. Like the following week, or well, yeah, the next week in the next service, there was a noticeable size difference in his crowd in terms of there was not a whole like usually his the Potter house with the arena that he preaches at is usually a full house. It wasn't. It was a noticeable difference because there was a lot of women protesting and all this stuff. So it was when he started talking about stuff like that, I was like, oh, the end must be near. He knows it might be everything is about to come out with the Diddy files and etc. Yo, but anyways, since there's a few people, I'll share a bit of that Corey Holcomb video. I'll share a little bit of that. This is an old video from 2016. 2016. And please excuse the static, because that's why I didn't really want to share the video, because back then the 5150 show, like, it was it was just really poorly in terms of the audio. It was really poorly done, but the information was so vital. So anyways, this is from 2016.
LA done ate them up and spit them out.
They had the wrong expectations, man.
Zoe, you my nigga. You my nigga, and you know it. Have I shown you my nigga?
Yes.
Have I shown you this?
Yes.
My intent by you is real.
It's real.
Them bitches you have up under you, nigga. I be like, how are you
Hold
around these phony bitches?
You didn't like the doctor?
Who was the doctor?
Dr. Cheyenne.
Why do you call this bitch a doctor?
Hey, she is the president
He set it up.
of the NAACP Southgate chapter.
Well, that's one of them unions we was talking about earlier, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That bitch, look.
She bad, too.
Look, let's get this out the way. This bitch don't talk about. This is a drop dead gorgeous woman.
Just to let you know, that's not coming from me. That's how the show, like, there was a lot of episodes where you would hear this static because they were streaming off of Ustream. Before they went to YouTube, they were streaming off of Ustream, and then they had this engineer named Chris who didn't really know his wires, how to actually run a show.
But that's a fake bitch. You can't. How the fuck is you telling me you a doctor, bitch? I'm not Zoe. And when I saw her,
Wait a minute. I just believe him?
Man, you think I'm gonna let a bitch be up under me talking about she a doctor? And look, if a bitch is up under me calling herself a doctor, and I ain't busting this bitch out, this bitch throw game is magnificent.
Okay, so that's just a little snippet from 2016. All right, so this is why I was already up on game. But anyways, let's go to Twitter. Let's go to Twitter because I saw something was trending, and I hope it's still there. It might not. Oh yeah, here we go. So usually I'll go on Twitter. Sometimes I say usually and then sometimes. But how about this? I usually will go on Twitter just to see what's trending, because you're always going to see some nonsense trending, people rage baiting, for engagement. So right now there's a topic trending on Twitter, and I saw this a couple hours ago. It says debate erupts over men in their 30s dating 18 and 19-year-olds, right? So apparently this is what people are going crazy over Twitter right now. I guess this was the tweet that went viral. It says, why are grown men in their 30s interested in girls who are only 18 and 19? Honestly, it doesn't sit right with me. And then Nandi replied, have you explained why you wanted men in their 30s while you were in your 20s, right? So it's the classic debate. It's always the classic debate where you're always going to have women in their 30s or their late 20s, but specifically in their 30s. They're looking for help. They're looking for guys in their age bracket to, take them seriously or marry or whatever the case may be. And a lot of the dudes that they overlooked and that are financially attracted to are usually with younger women, right? Or even the dudes that they always been attracted to, and then they think they finally have a chance in their 30s, and then that dude is still dating women in 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, college age, right? So it's still a thing. It's still a thing. And I will always say this. There's always, if you are a man, you're making decent amount of money, you have your stuff together, please don't be shamed into dating a woman that you don't want to date, right? Or taking seriously a woman that you need to whatever your choice is. If you want to date an 18-year-old, you can date an 18-year-old. You want to date a 19-year-old, date a 19-year-old. Three things I tell you guys. This is something I came up with. This is not from nobody else. Three things that women hate. That's average men. What's the second one? Why am I blanking so early? Yeah, number one, average men. Number two, paternity tests. And number three, women that are younger than them. Right? That's something I came up with. This is something that I've told the supporters of this channel. Right? This is something I came up with. Just remember those three things. Women are always going to hate. So it's you when I mention these things, it's pointless to argue with women about these three things, because if they don't get it, if it seems like they don't get it, they're being facetious with you, because it's the three biggest things that they hate: average men, paternity tests, and women that are younger than them. It is what it is. You're always men that are in their 30s and or well-to-do, even men in their 20s. They're always going to be shamed if they are dating women that are significantly younger. And it's usually going to be coming from a woman that did the exact same thing when they were those girls' age. In fact, it's even worse. Those same girls that are shaming men for dating younger women, when those girls were 14 and 15, they was messing with grown men. Like, they were doing it way worse. And then here you are with an illegal adult, and they're trying to shame you and make you seem like you're the predator. So this is always going to be a thing. Shout out to this guy here. He says, girls are turning 18 every day and you're still begging a 30-year-old woman to love you back. I think this is why I also encourage men of all races to explore outside of their race of women, because once you realize there's punani everywhere, there's really there's no reason for you to be stressing. There's no reason for you to be shaming women into dating you, right? There's no reason to do all of that. If women not texting you back, if somebody's giving you the reach around, one woman is making you wait, open up your options, open your world. Specifically, I try to tell black men, like, just date another race. Like, don't get stuck. Don't be like half these ninjas in the black manosphere. Because what I've noticed in the people of the black manosphere, particularly the men, these are the biggest simps. Or black men that are in the manosphere. A lot of them are huge simps. And a lot of these guys, I've told you this, a lot of these guys in the black manosphere were former pro-blacks. And because it didn't really work out with the black women, now all of a sudden they become manosphere adjacent, manosphere adjacent channels. In fact, there are channels that I can point out specifically. They used to be pro-black channels. They used to be specifically pro-black channels, and then their channel ended up turning into it became red pill / manosphere adjacent eventually. One specific guy I can remember off the back of my head, I think his name was Black Phillip or Black Scott or something, and he was like a pro-black dude, pro-black channel, but then they found out that his wife was like Mexican. Like he was literally married to a gordita. And once black people found that out, they actually they ripped him to shreds, specifically black women. And then he ended up kind of gearing his content now more towards manosphere type things, man. But anyways, that's all I'm saying is open up your options. If you want to date younger, date younger. If you want to date older, date older. I would say this. I would recommend to avoid like if you're in your 30s or even in your 40s, I would recommend, if you just want to date, if you just want to have fun, avoid dating women 28 through 34, because any woman in that age range, they're on predatory mode, meaning they're looking to trap a man at that point. They're really they're looking to settle down, and they're willing to say anything, do anything, whatever. Now, there are some slick players that know how to take advantage of that, in terms of they know how to be like, oh, there's certain dudes out there, they'll say, oh, I actually like dating women, 28, 27, 29, because they're on desperado mode, and then I just keep them as a girlfriend. I would say that's just, try not to do that, because that could be an assault case waiting to happen. So let's I just always say this: just look for women that aren't really trying to settle down, and that's usually women that are younger, or women that are actually very career oriented, and kind of understand that they're not really marriage material. So those women, those can be women of any age. Those women really really range up, and it's probably easier for me to say, because I tend to hide my money, or my um status, or whatever that may case, my address. I hide all of these things well, because women, they know who to, all of a sudden, oh, I want to be your girlfriend, I want to settle down, I'm only going to be with you. They know who to do that with, right? And people like me tend to be a target. They'll look you up, they'll find out, oh, you drive trucks, or they find out you have a decent job and you have decent income, and all of a sudden woman just pops in your life. Now you got a girl, huh? Nah, that's a trap. Zero G says, I saw that foolishness on my timeline too. He says Twitter is not real. Yes, there's always a topic, one of these topics though, on Twitter that always blows up. But you still got to talk about it though. You still got to talk about it. And I'll say this: Twitter is definitely a cesspool, and eventually I will delete Twitter. Eventually, right? Um, Zero G also says Keisha is not good for black men's health. It's a fact. These are fact. Like, yo, look. If that's another soundbite, the Uncle Ruckus soundbite. Look, you know that Uncle Ruckus soundbite where he was talking to Robert Freeman in the Boondocks, and he says, the key to happiness, Robert, is to eliminate all BWs from your life, right? And obviously that was a joke, but if you are a well-to-do man, and I will say this, if you are a well-to-do man and BWs already are calling you corny or whatnot, or you're not hood enough, you're not fun, you're heading in the right direction. If you decide to take on a BW after that, after going through all of that, and it's clear it's not going to work out with you and BWs, you're putting your life in danger, because she's just going to bring a whole bunch of baggage that you're just not ready for. And that's going to be, and I will say that's going to be the same thing when it comes to Latino women. These two groups of women are just full of drama, full of play cousins that they used to mess with. How about this? Here? Let me introduce something to you, because I just found this out. The what case? What case is that? The case that happened with Carmelo Anthony. I found out that he has a Latina girlfriend. And the Latina girlfriend, the reason why Carmelo was even in that tent was the Latina girlfriend has a cousin that hangs with her, a male cousin. And he's not gay. That was her cousin. We'll put in quotation marks. I found this out via some information diving. And then I watched a Umar Johnson clip, just like a little 10-20 second clip, and he was talking about a play cousin. I was like, wait a minute, is that the same person that they were talking about? And I was like, oh, I know exactly what happened. So you have, when you're dealing, particularly when you have a Latina girlfriend, you're going to be dealing with play cousins. You're going to be dealing with male orbiters. When you're dealing with Keishas, you're going to be dealing with Pookies and all these other dudes that are influencing your relationship. And they're just going to be gaslighting you the whole time, acting like, oh, nothing happened between me and my play cousin. Like, this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. If you want to live longer, black men, eliminate BWs. And if you can, because if you're going to eliminate BWs, I don't want to see no Latina hood boogers on your arm as well. Straight up. No hood adjacent woman on your arm. That includes the Cambodian bitches, all of those hoes. Eliminate. I keep telling you, I told this story before on this channel. Ainsley probably knows. Ainsley knows this bartender. There was this white bartender I used to work with when I was a kid. He told me, he said, Chris, I've seen you for a little bit. Do not, if you want to live a peaceful life, you seem like a peaceful man, do not date black women or Latina women. You need to date a regular white woman. That's what you need to do if you want to just survive and just relax. This is coming from a white male bartender. He told me this. White male bartender, he told me this. And I was like, nah, that's because that at the time, that's who I was primarily dating. Or try to at least show the strongest interest in. These are got to take that demo that he needs, and I know exactly what he's talking about. Even the so-called the black suburb chicks or the black female nerds. The black female nerds are involved with Pookie. They fall for Pookies the hardest. So if you can eliminate that, you'll be good. You'll be good. I know it's tough because there's a lot of black men that it's really hard for them to kind of to take him off, right? Because, you know, contrary to popular belief, black men do love black women. They do. But if you can, you're gonna have to take that. You're gonna have to take that off your appetite. Shout out to Ellis is here. He says, "My G, where you been? That shit been wild, son." Yeah. But before the World Cup, I did say I was not gonna be active. You know, so World Cup is over. I'm active again. It's been hard though for me to make like videos. Like I've been going through this weird thing with the videos where I will be in the middle of doing a video and then I'll just get stuck and I'll listen back to the video and I'm like, this video is not good. This is not a good product. So I really got to get back into my groove in terms of really making decent quality short videos. Whoa, that shouldn't be getting anything at this time. Hopefully. Oh no, never mind. That's gonna get taken care of. My brother's gonna get that. But anyways, I hope I heard my doorbell ring. I'm like, I hope that's not my bro outside. Hopefully. Okay, yeah, I hear him talk. All right, never mind. He got that. I was like, there should be nobody coming in at this time. But anyways, I really got to get back into the flow. I really do got to get back into the flow. I will listen to the playback and I'm like, the fuck, what am I saying? Something's off. So once I get back into the flow of making the shorter videos, the 10-minute videos, the 8-minute videos, I'll be all right. I just got to get back into the flow of things. I guess this is why people will, when it comes to content creators, they make sure they go on the easy targets to just to keep them, the easy layups, right? Brittany Renner's fucking up. Who else are the easier targets? I'm trying to think of names. The easier targets, the Brittany Renners, the who are other? Oh yeah, like Lily Phillips, Bonnie Blues. If they making waves, whatever. That's why the content creators they'll talk about them just to give them it's just a warm up. Just got to give them easy layups to keep yourself in the flow. Because when you're a commentator of these things, it's kind of hard for you to you gotta stay in the flow. You got to keep your brain going. Pause. But yeah, I just wanted to show that debate. That was funny to me at the time. Yeah, got to stay in shape. Oh yeah, by the way, I'm back. Yeah, I am back in shape though. Physically, I'm getting better. Physically, I am getting better. But I know what you mean by that. You got to stay in shape. When it comes to that comment on the commentary game, you got to keep doing it, because it was certain times, specifically during June, I would try to do a video, and it just wasn't flowing right. Even I'm talking about even when it came to me editing. Yeah, Vivica Fox, 60-year-old BBL. Even though I think I did a video on that, but even I remember even doing that in like April or March. No, I think I covered Vivica Fox and 50 Cent. I remember doing that video in like March, and even then I was kind of struggling with that one. But I'll see stories like Vivica Fox, 60-year-old, having a BBL and all these things, and I'm like, nah, I don't want to. It's low hanging fruit. You guys already know what it comes to me and low hanging fruit. So like that's why you never see me really do like reacting to whatever podcasts or fresh and fit clips, the Daily Rap Crew, or what's that black online dating show where it's like it's a panel and they're on a stage and it's got Dandy Rosario on there. What's that show called? And they're in it, and it's a crowd of black couples and black men and black women. What's that thing called? And something Rosario is on there, and Ace Metaphor, and these whole ass niggas is on that show. What's that show called? I always be seeing clips. Oh man, I'll be always seeing clips. Let me see if I can look that up real quick. Something Rosario. Yeah, Randy Rosario. What's that show that she used to be on? What's that show that she used to be on? And it was in an auditorium full of all these ninjas, and they're talking about dating. It's one of the worst online shows. But I don't remember the name, but it's just such a terrible show. But there's so much viral clips come out that, or yeah, Pop the Balloon. I try to, I used to do a couple of those, but I was like, let me chill, right? Or Charleston White, he'll go viral. And I've done like probably 2 Charleston White videos, and I did decent numbers on that. And I'll just be like, let me chill. That's or I could be like the average black, the average black manosphere dude, just my whole content talking about B-dubs and how to save black families and all that nonsense, right? What a complete waste of time. No disrespect. no disrespect, but that's a complete waste of time. Anyway, I want to show you guys something. Let me show you this. Let's go to the post here. Oh, that's not going to really show it. But anyways, let's hit the share tab here and let's show you guys right here. So there's this post. Oh, actually, let me see this. Yes, tonight's conversation. That's what it's called. With Randy Rosario, Ace Metaphor, and these clowns. Good Lord. I have not what kind of that show, tonight's conversation, that is the definition of tomfoolery, if I ever saw one. What city does that show take place in? It better not be ATL. If I find out that show was in ATL, I'm going to do a public, like, how do I say it? A public campaign to cancel the Tonight Show. Usually I don't even do stuff like that. Oh, we need to cancel this show. Nah, I would like that is a buffoonery, a clown fest. That show, let me see, tonight's conversation. Oh my God, this has 3.6 million followers. This is the worst show. Oh, they be on tour. Black people, we got to do better. Black people, we got to do better. We cannot be entertaining this nonsense. This platform is nonsensical. This is a nonsensical platform right here. Yeah, dating, card game, and podcast by Ace Metaphor. That guy is a buffoon, a clown, monkey, all of that shit. Literally. They said they'll be in ATL in November. He said Brittany Renner, the gift that keeps on giving. Yeah. Because Brittany Renner, she crashing out in a major way. He said they tour now. Oh my God. Ellis is here, said your profile pic is the tomfoolery. He says dude's supposed to be in the Olympics. Yo, we got some. By the way, my profile pic, if you guys might not know, it's the guy that jumped over the black dude that jumped over the white woman judge's bench. He took a swing at her, but I've always been so impressed with that video because if anybody that's been in a courtroom, that's not no small bench that he jumped over. That's a decent hop. But I could tell he was one of those dudes that played basketball. He had hops, but he was small. Like similar to Bronny James, right? So he's always been frustrated his whole life. His name, he's got a girl name. I forgot what the guy's name is, but I remember talking about this on the show. He's got a girl name. He's probably one of those undersized power forwards with nice hops. He really should have been playing a different sport. Yeah, he should be in the Olympics. Definitely should be in the Olympics doing the high jump or something, pole vaulting, something. Could be a goalkeeper, outfielder. Could have been an outfielder in baseball, something. But speaking of which, let me see if I can bring up. We'll do some exercise. We'll do some Exercise. We'll bring up Brittany Renner. We'll bring her up. I would have sworn I saved one of her videos. But let's see if it's there. It's got to still be there. Well, I do got one Brittany Renner video, but it was her talking about being Muslim and Christian. So that's not really what I wanted. That's not the video that I want. But anyways, let me search a Brittany Renner on Twitter and we'll react to the video that basically where she went viral a little bit. Cause she has a kick stream. Yeah, she got a kick stream. Hold on. Let me chill out. I was about to just share the Brittany Renner search and all crazy stuff on Twitter just came popping up. Actually, you know what? Let me see something. Yeah, she's losing her mind right now. She's losing her mind. Like she's legit losing her mind off of Twitter right now. I'm not even gonna share her viral video. I'm just gonna show you something. Watch this, guys. Watch this. She's losing her mind. she's legit losing her mind. That's why I don't even want to give her too much pub. She's losing her mind off a kick in the streaming.
This is really why they're still mad, y'all. Your best bitch on her best motherfucking day is not fucking with me at 34, bitch, at any age.
Ma'am, Brittany, you're at the part where, yeah, dudes is definitely gonna come after her, but she's basically at that status of the average, light-skinned bitch, like the average mulatto, mid-30s, light-skinned broad. That's basically the status that you're at right now. And all the dudes, the real high status dudes that you had a chance at, you basically ruined it with your antics, with your actions, with your behaviors and all of that. So most light-skinned bitches, they kind of think that way. Most extroverted light-skinned bitches, they kind of think that way once they start hitting the wall. You know what I mean? So they'll compare themselves to the rest of the average bitches, and because of their skin complexion or their skin tone, they still think that they're better than most. So they'll still have that attitude.
They're really mad. I know that's why they're really mad.
Yikes. Yeah, this is the average like mulatto soccer mom at this point. Like she should already, like she needs to be at a AYSO soccer game. At this point, but at her age, she's still thirst trapping, even though even with her kid, and that's basically been the theme of her. She thinks that people are just mad at her because she's pretty and all these things, but nah, ma'am, you're losing it. But people like to see a meltdown, So and she doesn't mind giving a show, but this is not like once her kid grows up a little bit, she's gonna. I will say this. Let me say this. Luckily, she has a boy, right? I think PJ Washington and Brittany Renner that they share a son. Thankfully, she has a son. Thankfully. But if she ends up pushing the son away, which eventually she'll do, that'll be about 10 years down the line. She's gonna push him away with drugs, all that. She's gonna be a mess by then. She pushes her son away in his late teens, she's gonna be completely alone. Now, I'll say this: if Brittany Renner had a daughter, when it comes to daughters, what I've seen, if they peep that you as the mom are the crazy one, and they start really looking at the dad, and it's clear that the dad is the same one, mom is the crazy one, she's going to side with the dad as early as she can, especially if the dad is making money, especially if the dad is like successful. He's a lawyer, or in this case, PJ Washington is a NBA player. So I'll say this: luckily, she has a son, because the son is always going to have a soft spot for the mother. But she needs to be very, 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 very careful to not alienate the last, suitors that she may get, in her, in the latter stages of her life.
They mad I won't lay on a table ready to die about getting my body done. I don't need a wig. Baby, I ain't no pig with a wig.
But anyways, let's move on from her. This is what I really wanted to talk about. Oh, wow, this actually this actually makes sense though, what I'm about to show you. So anybody that has watched the World Cup, you might know of the soccer player Lamine Yamal. So we got Lamine Yamal. I think he's 19 years old. I don't know. He just turned 19, or is he 18? Is he 18? But anyways, so Lamine Yamal, young teenage superstar, World Cup winner, Euro winner, multiple time league winner already, right? Cup winner, domestic cup winner, all of that. The best young talent in the world outside of Kubarsi, obviously, but he's an attacker, whatever. But so during his 2 to 3 years of him being famous, he's had a couple of girlfriends already, right? So Nikki Nicole, Lamine Yamal's ex, most famously, she was an older woman. So she was, she was a little bit older. So Lamine was, I think, 17 or 16, and she was like 24, 23 or something like that. Right. And she has come out and complained about Lamine Yamal's mother being a little bit overbearing and being very overprotective of Lamine Yamal, right? So it's very interesting. So right here, I'm going to read the caption. According to the reports, Nikki Nicole revealed to LOS 40 that her breakup with Lamine Yamal was due to his mother's overbearing behavior. Nicole claimed Yamal's mother was insecure, insisting on daily contact, and wanting to know the details of all their private conversations. She also warned Lamine not to spend too much money on Nikki. Nikki stated that this constant interference ultimately caused a split, adding that Yamal's mother is doing the same thing to his current partner Inez Garcia. Who is Inez Garcia? I know that's Lamine Yamal's current partner, but how old is Inez Garcia? Because Lamine Yamal, he had like one girlfriend that was like in her 30s, and then Nikki was 25. Inez Garcia age. How old is? Oh, so Inez Garcia is a little bit younger. So she's 21, but that's still older than Lamine. She's still older than Lamine. So yeah, yeah. It seems like ever since he had, because I remember his first girlfriend was his age and she cheated on him. So all of his girls, all of his celebrity girlfriends, right, have all been older. So I guess Inez Garcia, she's 21, so she's still a little bit similar age, so that's not too bad. But anyways, she's just adding that Yamal's mother is doing the same thing to his current partner Inez Garcia and predicting that relationship won't last either. Well, it's not gonna last anyways, you know what I mean? So she's just trying to make sure that Lamine Yamal's mother's just trying to make sure that his son is not getting robbed. That's all. And this is why when you see things like that, it's just so funny. It's just so funny to me, because these were the same broads that I'm talking about. Even today, they will talk about how moms are, well, we're doing the primary raising anyways, and the sons are better off being raised by the the sons are better off raised by the mom anyways, and blah blah blah. This is what women used to say. Now we are in the age of the overprotective mom when it comes to their sons. So like now, Lamine Yamal, he grew up with his dad, right? He has, well, technically he has two dads. He has his stepdad, and then he has his dad, right? So Lamine Yamal's mom had him when she was a teenager. So his dad was a teenager, his mom was a teenager. They had him real young. So she she knows the game, right? So with all of that being said, Lamine Yamal's mom is very, it's almost similar to what's that boy's name? Shit. The Jaden dude from from the Washington Commanders. What's that guy's name? The quarterback from the Washington Commanders. It's just similar to his mom. So they understand what these hoes are about. They were the same way when they were their age. So you have the age of the overprotective mom when it comes to their sons, or sons, if they had sons that grew up with a single mom. You have a lot of these girlfriends complaining about the mothers of the sons being overbearing. Yeah, Jaden Daniels, thank you. Thank you, guys. I was like, I don't know why I'm blanking on his name. So Jaden Daniels, same thing. You have women complaining about how Jaden Daniels' mom is overprotective and all these things. Well, this is the era that we're in now, where it's basically, it is what it is now. Even I'm talking about even with because Jaden Daniels grew up with his dad. It's just now you have the moms really taking point, like they're in the QB position when it comes to monitoring their sons' lives. You see how, like, growing up, it used to be the dads really overprotective of the daughters, and they'll just tell their daughters, don't date men until you're this age, and you're not supposed to be having sex and all these things. But now it's been flipped. It's the moms now really dominating. So if a mom ends up raising a son, and especially if the son starts making significant amount of money, and if the son and the mom are really close, the mom is going to make sure nobody's going to come in and steal that man's money. It is what it is. And it's just so funny when I see, women that try to come in and they'll complain. Right. So this is why it's always the dad side of the family, right? It's always the dad side of the family that's the evil one, right? But we all know what that is. If whoever the son is who's making the most money, if he ends up getting a girlfriend, that money that he's making, less of that money is going to be going to the family, and a little bit more of that money is going to be going to the girlfriend. That's how it works. There's no such thing as this power couple and all this stuff. If you have a girlfriend, it's literally like a slow leak in your wallet. Your money is going to be going to her primarily. I don't care how much money she makes. It's got to be like the only way if it's the only way if it's not going like that, it's if she's making a significant amount of money and that guy's unemployed. That's the only way if it's not that way. Or if the woman, if the girl is a millionaire, like Jeff, what's the boys, Bill Gates. Remember when Bill Gates' daughter was going out with that ninja? Like, yeah, she's giving him money. Yes, that's true. But for the most part, you could be making $60,000 and she's making $100,000. You're going to be giving a lot of money to her. That's just how it is. And the families of the son or of the father, they know that. So they're going to be overprotective of their moneymaker, right? It's all about resources. So this is why you'll even have women come out and say, oh, I can't date a mom that's a son that's a mama's boy. It used to be the opposite. They used to be like, oh, we can trust dudes that grew up a mama's boy because he knows how to love and he has sisters. And no. What women are trying to find out, it's harder to finesse men that grew up with sisters or that grew up primarily that that grew up primarily around women, or they grew up primarily around their single mammy, or specifically if the mom, even if it's a marriage situation, if the mom is the agent in his life, it's going to be very hard for women to finesse him, because she's going to be able to spot it from a mile away. Women know, other women, they know exactly what they're doing, what time they're on. So they can come, you have all these hoes that came to Lamenia Mall, right? The last 3 exes he's had, they're all, quote unquote influencers. Oh, we're going to be a power couple, even though he's going to be literally giving all of his money to you and you spend none of your money. Right? That's what this is what women think a power couple is. She has 300,000 followers on Instagram, right? Even though that's not really making her money, but in her mind, that entitles her to a man that has 1 million followers on Instagram and is making millions of dollars. In her mind, that's a power couple. Even though she's offering nothing. I even made the argument where I said Jaden Daniels, he probably should stay away from Juju Watkins until he gets his first super contract. And that's what Jaden Daniels' mom was trying to do. Just make sure he gets to that. He makes his first big money first before he does anything else. Because Juju Watkins, she's just gonna be just a leak in his wallet. That's all she's gonna be. There's no power couple there. That's not a power couple. Right? She can't really offer nothing to him, especially when you talk about Juju, because she's not gonna stop playing basketball. The only way she's gonna be of use is if she decides to have kids with him, and it's not gonna be. The kid is most likely gonna go into football. It's not even. You know what I mean? It's not. Look, I'm not saying this is a power couple. This example I'm about to say, but it's an intriguing couple where Bam Adebayo should consider, putting a ring on it, right? And that's, Bam Adebayo and what's her name? AJ Wilson, right? That is something where, okay, she's kind of, even though she makes significantly less than Bam, but the intrigue is she's 6'5". Bam Adebayo 6'9". If they come together and they make a kid, that kid is going to be at least 6'9", at least 6'10". This potentially could be America's next great center. So that's what she brings to the table, her genetics. So that when people will say, okay, this is a couple, this is a power couple, okay, because she's actually bringing something other than her, athleticism. She's also, my bad, I gotta take my hat off. She's also bringing her genetics, right? So exactly, Zero G said, with medicine nowadays, the kid can easily be a 7-footer. I agree. Like with AJ Wilson as your mom, your son 9 times out of 10 is going to be taller than your mom. That's just biology, right? Bam Adebayo is 6'8", 6'9". That dude's good. That boy, he has the potential to be like way over 7 feet tall. Way over 7 feet tall. That's really what, you see, like why people are really not necessarily obsessed, but they're like hoping that becomes something, is because they're literally looking. First of all, we don't have no more centers, no more American centers. And number 2, we're just intrigued. This could be a Yao Ming situation. If anybody that knows the story of Yao Ming, the Chinese government had they forced they took the tallest Chinese men's basketball player and the tallest women's basketball player in China, and they forced them to make a child together. And that's how Yao Ming came forth, right? So this is something that we're hoping that they they make it right. So that's a different discussion. But when it comes to Jaden Daniels and Juju Watkins, that's respectfully, that's just a leak in the wallet. There's no power couple there. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's very hard for women to just naturally finesse the way that they want to, you know. So that is very interesting. Anyways, it is 6:00. Let me go into the Cheyenne Bryant situation. And every time that Dr. Cheyenne Bryant comes up, you already know I'm gonna play this clip. You already know I'm about to play this clip every time we talk about Dr. Cheyenne Bryant.
I don't want my platform to be fake. That's shit.
Why would you call her a doctor, brother? I'm not saying your platform is fake at all. I'm just saying when somebody say Dr. Bryant, it irks me. Where's
I did say I was gonna save that soundbite, but I never did. But every time we talk about the alleged Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, I always think about this clip and the backlash that it got. But anyways, we have the alleged Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. Let me put up her picture. The alleged Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. Sorry, guys, I got to stay on schedule. I got to make sure I got to keep this show going. Yep, we got the alleged Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. Now, she's been busted out way too many times at this point. Nobody believes her. But she's still playing into the charade. She's still not playing into the charade. She's keeping up the charade. Right? She's still keeping up with the charade. Nobody believes that she's an actual doctor. People have done the research. People have been calling her out, but she's still trying to keep up the charade. So recently, she's gone far to keep up the charade, though. She's gone real far. Real far. So she's doing a lot of things. So recently, she did something. A shout out to Pastor Jamal Bryant. I'm going to play his clip for you real quick. So Pastor Jamal Bryant, he came forward and he apologized to his viewing audience for platforming Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. He was like the only one that did that too. So shout out to him for for coming forward and doing that. And he distances himself from the alleged doctor. And he's going to come forward and say that he got a cease and desist letter from Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. So this is very interesting. So she's going she's taking it to a whole nother level to defend her fake name. So this is very interesting.
I shouldn't even have to do this. It's ridiculous. Over a month ago, I came to you and apologized for platforming Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. I felt I had a responsibility considering my sister is the former president of the American Psychological Association, one of the youngest to ever hold that position. Not soon after that, I received an email, a cease and desist, not to mention her name or to speak to the controversy.
This is sad. Now she's sending cease and desist letters to people saying that she's a fake doctor. And Corey was talking about, psychopathic behavior and how she exhibits psychopathic behavior, and we're seeing it, in full display as we speak. So this is, it is what it is.
I scanned down to the bottom And it was not from a lawyer, not from an attorney, not anybody who was barred. It was from Cheyenne Bryant herself.
Bruh, she's sending cease and desist letters, not via her lawyer, not via anybody practicing law, an attorney or anything. I don't know if she does she understand how this process works when it comes to cease and desist? Oh man, and she's still using the doctor in her title. She's still using it. Govern yourself accordingly. Sincerely, the fake Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, psychology expert and life coach owner, Dr. Bryant trademark. Oh, Lord.
I said, I'm going to walk away. I do not want to be a part of black on black crime. So I let it go, never addressed it, never mentioned it again until I received this email on yesterday from Dr. Jaquel Pitts, who is serving as the president of Indiana Southwest Christian University, who said to me in writing that Dr. Cheyenne Bryant has just received her PhD in theocentric psychology.
Now she's hiring crisis actors. Oh my gosh. This is just beyond pathetic. What is first of all, I remember seeing this because this kind of went viral too, where she said, what was it? Yeah, the president of Indiana Southwest Christian University. I was like, is that even a I was like, wait a minute, is that even a university? And then let me see, did I do a Google research on that? Indiana Southwest. What did it say again? Indiana Southwest Christian University. Christian University. Yeah, that it's and people have already done the research. They've already busted it out. Like, this is a fake university. This is not a real university. She's sending fake presidents, fake university accreditation. Like, when is this gonna stop? When is this gonna stop? Oh Lord, this is bad. Look at this fake website, bro. This is bad. This is bad. This is so bad. Oh man, this is bad. Did they create that website last night? But anyways, they said they've already busted out the fake, the fake president. There's no Dr. Jaquel Pitts and all that. This is a different level of mental illness, a very different level of mental illness that she's displaying.
Trick psychology. I did a quick Google search. Indiana.
There is no institution named Southwestern Christian University located in Indiana. Oh man.
The whole state does not recognize Indiana Southwestern Christian University, is not registered. The president claimed that the degree is in theocentric psychology.
By the way, shout out to Zero G Tactics. He says the name sounds like some stuff from a college movie. Yeah, I would agree with that. That's something that you come up, like a name generator. Or that's like, when I was a kid, when I was a senior in high school, when I was applying to colleges, sometimes you would come across like these fake, things, like these fake colleges, and then you'll ask your parents, wait, is this a real college? I remember one specific one. And they'll take a name, they'll take half the name from a real college, and then they'll change, and then they'll put like Northern or Southwestern, and they'll implement it in there. So when you search it up, a real college will come up, but it's not the actual college because they took out a part from the name. So yeah, scammers can tend they can be slick with that. I knew that when I was a senior in high school, but this is a different, like, this scam. This is just bad because as soon as you search it up via Google, you have this pops up, this website, the card website. I think I used to use a similar website to create something similar. But anyways, this just look at this presentation. This is fake. This is fake, right? If you look up, and then on top of that, nothing on Google. Nowhere. There's no Indiana Southwestern Christian. Indiana Southwest Christian University at all. It's nowhere to be found, right? Now there's a Southwestern Christian University, and I know where that is. That's in I think that's in Oklahoma, if I'm not mistaken, right? Yeah, the Southwestern. Let me see. Yeah, Southwestern Christian University. I think that's in Oklahoma. But that's what scammers do. They'll take a part of a real university and then add the state, or they'll do West Indiana or Eastern Indiana, Southwestern this. So that's how the scammers will do it. Let me see. Southwestern Christian College. Oh no, never mind. That's a Southwestern Christian College is a HBCU. Never mind. I don't even know where that is. Never mind. So forgive me for the Southwestern Christian Universities in Oklahoma. Never mind. That's a different university. Southwestern Christian University is a HBCU. But Indiana Southwest, that's false. That's not a university. But this is a really bad presentation. Like, you can tell this is fake right here. Let me see. Wait, am I still playing it? Yeah, here we go.
Again, I didn't even use Claude or ChatGPT. Google, the cheapest one, says that theocentric psychology shifts a person from ego to universal thought. I don't even know what that means. The president goes on to say that they cannot provide any transcripts.
Because that university don't exist. They created that university overnight. She was like, who can I hire? She was like, who can I hire on Craigslist to help me out with this scam? You know, you could do that, right? You could just go on like Craigslist or one of these other backwater websites, and then you can create something out of nothing. Also, you can go on these websites and you can say you can hire somebody to create a hate campaign against you. I'm gonna just leave it at that. But you could always hire a scammer. You know what I mean? You could collaborate with a scammer to come up with a scheme.
I send a one-line email. Who are y'all accredited by? And he sent me back this.
Accreditation religious. I wish I could zoom in. This is so bad.
Accreditation religioso. I don't know what this means. But ladies and gentlemen, the last line that I've highlighted for you is no transcript can be provided. I'm not going back and forth with y'all. The president of Indiana Southwest Christian University doesn't even have a college email. Jackwell Pitts is on Gmail. So if you want the transcript, email him directly, and maybe he'll be able to give you answers I'm not able to provide. Y'all, let's shut the case on Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. The only robes I want to see people in are the 500 kids who are trying to go to Howard, an accredited school. God bless you.
And just to let you know, just to show you he's not capping, And I already did show you, but still, just to double check. You go on Google. Does Indiana Southwest Christian University exist? Indiana Southwest Christian University does not exist as an accredited, legally registered physical university or state recognized academic institution. Yes. It says it operates merely as an unverified online entity with a basic single page website and a personal Gmail account. Wait, so that's what he was saying too. It's like it's under his Gmail. Have you guys ever seen that clip with the saint in the center? Have you ever seen that saint in the center clip where he's talking to a young lady and she was capping him about she was lying about going to college, and he was like, wait, so what was your college email? And then she said something at gmail.com, and that's how you knew she was lying, because anybody that's been to even a community college, every accredited college, it's always .edu. It's always .edu when it comes to if you want to send an email to one of the administrators or one of the people that run the accounts, or if you want to make your own email account via the college, it's always going to be .edu. So when he said, "What's your college email?" she said something at something.com, and I was like, "Oh, she capping." So this is very interesting. Also, let me bring up this clip. Let me also bring up this clip if I can. But that's how you knew she was. Yeah, she was. If you look at this clip right here. In the caption, she says, when Netflix does a documentary on Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, episode 1 will ask, is she really a doctor? Episodes 2 to 10 will investigate why complete, jealous, envious haters try to prove she wasn't. She's losing it. She's losing it. She just put a French cap on her head. She didn't even put on a cap, like an actual graduation cap. She put on a French cap. Do you see this? Hold on. Look at this, guys. This is wild. Hold on. This is bad, man. This is bad. She searched up cap and gown replica, full set via Amazon. Let me put this on real quick.
Is this my camera? Oh, this is my camera? Oh, this is my camera? Oh.
Well, she is at that age where she is starting to lose it. Like if you have, especially if you have, say if you have a female entertainer and she was pretty most of her life, or she spent a good portion of her late teens or 20s trying to push through into the entertainment industry, she'll, once she hits her 40s, that mentality never kind of goes away. So she'll look ridiculous. Like she'll be fat, she'll be out of shape, and she'll still have that mentality. And people called her out in the comment section. Somebody found the Amazon link where she got her fake, cap and gown. Oh man, this is bad. Somebody said cosplaying with an Amazon cap and gown is diabolical. Somebody said the commitment to the bit is almost impressive. At this point, this lady might actually believe her own script. Yeah, yeah. If you know, particularly with women, if they say they'll believe their own lie, like so much to the point. Like if they were to do a lie detector test, it's a lot of lies that women will put out there, and they'll believe it, and they'll pass the lie detection test. Hold on, let me chill before I scroll up. Before I scroll up, because you already know how Twitter works. Let me scroll up first before I share the next video. So here we have, here it is. Here we have the alleged president, Dr. Jaquel, the person that sent the email to, what's his name? Jamal Bryant, right? We have him making an appearance on Mark Lamont Hill's show to set the record straight, to prove that Dr. Cheyenne Bryant's a real doctor. So this is just getting, this is just terrible. At this point, this is just really bad. Like, the commitment to the lie. Somebody said her beret isn't even raspberry. He said, "Oh, it's a little too late. Try to cover your tracks." It's a little bit too late for her to try to cover her tracks. I don't know what to do with this woman here. Like I said, she just need to come forward and just be like, "Look, I fucked up. It is what it is. I really felt like I got done dirty." And she could even play that card. I felt like I got done dirty, and I felt like I should have deserved the doctor title, so I wore it like a badge of honor. She just needs to come forward. But she's in the what's that thing they say? It's like there's a line in the sand, right? And then some people, most men, when they see that line, meaning you get confronted with the lie that you told, most men are going to be like, "All right, you got me. It is what it is." They won't even acknowledge it, but they'll submit, and they'll be like, "I can't run with this lie no more." But with women, you could literally catch her red-handed cheating, doing whatever it may be, and she will still run with that lie. For example, you'll have Mia Khalifa, right? The adult film star. She's still running with that lie, saying that she got taken advantage of, and this production company owes her money. They tricked her into doing corn and all of this. She's still running with that lie, even though it's clearly a lie. But she's gonna go into the abyss with it, right? All those women that got caught lying about being raped, right? And they'll still say they're innocent, right? They're gonna double down on the lie, especially when it comes to women. They're just gonna double down on it, even if it's clear. I've shown you clips where you'll have somebody, they'll show the results of the DNA test, and the DNA test will show that whoever that woman said that was the father is not the father, and they will say that the DNA test is wrong. They'd be like, "Man, we did the DNA test 3 or 4 or 5 times. We double checked, we triple checked, we quadruple checked. This is not the father." They will look at you dead in the face and say that this test is wrong. They're just going to double down. You saw it with Kirk Franklin. You saw it with Kirk Franklin's mom. He's like, "Bruh, mom, this is the DNA test. Are you going to tell me the truth?" She doubles. She doesn't even say she's sorry. She just goes, "Is this going to be a wedge between us? They're not. They're just gonna cry. They're just gonna double down and cry, or cry and double down. Whichever comes first, they're gonna either double down and cry, or cry then double down, then cry again, then double down. Oh man, yes sir. Zero G says she would rather double down than admit fault. But anyways, let's hit this video right here, because she's just taking this too far at this point. I don't know how she's not getting arrested for this, but anyways.
Only one. So literally the university was created.
And who's that one? Is it Cheyenne?
So this is to the right. This is the scam artist. His name is Jaquil Hill that you saw in the email. Oh man, that's the president of this of Indiana Southwest Christian University.
Only one. So literally the university was created.
And who's that one? Is it Cheyenne Bryant?
Cheyenne Bryant. The university was just established in May of 2026. So in regard to Dr. Bryant's narrative about the school not being registered, it was just started in May of 2026. So it's not going to have any type of standing online. It was just established in May of 2026.
How many doctors have you given out total since May?
Only one.
So in the history of this school, which started
in May
8 weeks ago,
yes,
you've given out one degree, and that is to Cheyenne Bryant. So if you've only been open for 8 or 9 weeks, how have you been able to do an earned doctorate? I mean, I understand an honorary doctorate because that's based on life contributions, social contributions, status, etc. But an earned doctorate is usually done through coursework. You couldn't do coursework in 2 months.
Yeah, I'm very familiar with what's required of an earned doctorate. It usually takes 4 to 6 years.
Yeah,
but as a
this guy
private Christian university, we actually reserve the right to waive traditional policies and procedures. So how we
so convenient
conducted that particular decision was we initiated a process called prior learning assessment and credit for prior learning. And what that is
that's a whole bunch of cap that he just said. That is a whole bunch of cap. Now the lames would fall for something like this: prior learning assessment.
It's an assessment on one's previous work in the field of psychology or theocentric psychology. And that is a process where we grant credits based on their vocational experience, their career background. There was also a forensic analysis conducted on the therapy sessions and life coaching sessions conducted by Cheyenne Bryant, and she has approximately 20 or more publicly available. And we made the assessment based on her prior learning and her work in the field of psychology to provide her with this Doctor of Psychology and Theocentric Psychology degree. It's a very rare occurrence, but because it's a very controversial subject matter, we decided to take the step up and give her what she rightfully earned. We were compelled by her story about Arkansas University not providing transcripts and not having records. So we stepped up and gave her transcripts and her degrees.
Did you attempt to get her, when you applied, did you look at any of her transcripts?
I didn't actually have access to her transcripts. I didn't have access to her transcripts.
Why not?
That is a very tedious process to even acquire someone's.
Nigga lying out of his ass. Let me look on something on Instagram real quick. Yeah, on Instagram, they're going crazy over this. They're going crazy over this on Instagram. You should let me see if I can search. Yeah, on Instagram, they're going crazy. They're going crazy over this right now. Yo, they got this boy. Oh man, look at this boy here, man. They got this boy looking crazy. Oh man. Hey yo, Cheyenne Bryant, you hired this you hired this nigga off of Craigslist or something. That is this nigga funny. And why are we gonna call him Dr. Jaquel Pitts? This ninja ain't no doctor either. Oh man, this is embarrassing. This is very embarrassing at this point. But anyways, let's finish this vid up.
Transcripts. I have to contact previous universities, but what we did was made aware of is that she does have.
You just go online and you type the name. You type the name. You enter it. You give them like I think a small fee. It takes about 5 minutes.
Yeah, unfortunately, we wasn't able to do that. However, we are aware that she does have a master's in psychology from the University of Phoenix, based on the viral Netflix video that she posted.
Does she even have a master's? That's another thing. I don't. For all we know, does she even have a bachelor's? She does. She has no proof of nothing, man. Does she have a bachelor's or a master's? I'm pretty sure if I do some deep research, don't make me do like some real deep research, and then I'll find out she don't even have a bachelor's, let alone masters or doctors. I will say this: I don't even think she has a master's. I don't even think she has a master's. This is just bad.
If you look closely in the background, you see her master's of psychology degree.
No, in the background, it's just full of articles and certificates that she done printed out off of Canva. I didn't see no masters or bachelors up there at all, for let alone doctorates. I saw a title that had doctor in lowercase, like it's. He's talking about that wall that she got. Let me see if I can bring up her wall one more time. Let me see if I can bring up her wall. Just to show you. See, Dr. Cheyenne. Let me see if I can bring up that wall. Like, I remember like looking at that wall, and I was like, and I remember like doing like a zoom in or something. And I was looking, I'm like, I don't see not 1 degree up there. I don't see 1 degree. I know I muted this. I don't know why but anyways. I don't see no degree up there. So everything that she allegedly has, it has to be questioned. So I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I don't even think she has a master's, let alone doctorates. Shout out to Knock in the chat. Let's see if I can let me actually bring this up again. I just wanted to see something. Let me see something real quick.
Controversy. I scanned down to the bottom, and it was not from a cease and desist. Cheyenne Bryant herself. I did, who is serving as the president of India.
Yeah, theocentric psychology. What is this? Oh, Lord. A non-clinical spiritual framework focusing on universal presence, shifting ego-based awareness, and achieving inner peace. This is not a real degree, bruh. There's no way if you're coming in like in a job interview and you're coming in with a theocentric psychology degree. Not even the people in psych are even trying to get something like this. This is not even a thing. See, is there even a degree? So there's you can get an MA in spiritual and psychology. No, can you get a degree in theocentric psychology? I don't think you can. It seems like that was just a course. That's just a course. This is bad. This is bad. It sounds like a course that you would take in like some seminary school. That's not. I majored in theocentric psychology. That's not a thing. Oh man, this is bad. This is really bad, man.
So you earned her master's degree by zooming in on a Netflix video.
Yes. She claims on her public biography that she has a master's in psychology from University of Phoenix. And when you look on the video, you'll see it. Also, we did confirm her attendance at the doctoral level of her participating in courses at Argosy University as a doctor, as there are various students who stated that she was in the same class. So that's verification that she attended doctoral level classes at Argosy University. So that was one of the determining factors. I'm not aware of that, but however, based on her competency,
what if she attended all the classes and didn't pass any of them?
Based on her competency level and her aptitude level demonstrated in the videos, we're pretty sure that she passed the courses.
Bruh. Mark, why you put this ninja on your platform? I know you were trying to not necessarily clown her, but I know you're trying to just, do your due diligence and all of that, but this is just a bad look all around. This is a bad look all around.
Are you a psychologist?
That's a yes or no question, ninja. Why you think about it? He can't even the scammer can't even keep a straight face. You can't make this stuff up, bro.
I am a therapist.
Are you?
He can't even keep a straight face. Yeah. Yeah. Oh man. This better not be one of the dudes that Dr. Cheyenne Bryant used to sleep with or something, and then they just came up with this. She's like, I need you to do me a favor real quick. Can you just create this fake website of this fake university and just stick with me here. Just do this one thing for me.
Are you trained as a psychologist?
I am trained as a psychologist.
So what do you look for? Because I'm not. That's what I'm asking. So
that nigga trolling. Look at his face. This boy trolling. There, he's trolling hard.
So what do you look for to know if someone has demonstrated competency in the field?
So number one, are you presenting psychological theories? Are you talking about behavioral theories? Are you demonstrating ideas about personality? Are you demonstrating ideas about motivation? Are you providing solutions to behavioral issues?
I will say this. I know pastors like this. They're really good with the gift of speech, the gift of gab. They know how to talk a real game, and they literally these guys are criminals, but they have they have a good gift of gab, so they can talk their way into jobs that they're not qualified for. Like they're really good with what they call it, the mouthpiece. Mouthpiece ninjas. Shout out to CGA, right? Guys like this are usually pastors. Just putting that out there.
That exists. Now, what we will say is she may not be an elite psychologist, but there are certain factors such as the solutions that she provided to couples.
Oh man, this is bad. So I think if you want to watch like the full, I think he had the full interview of this scammer on his platform. I think the full video is like 40 minutes long or something. I'm not gonna put y'all through that. That's just crazy work. I ain't gonna put y'all through that. Let me see, because I think the original video is like 43 minutes long or something. It's something long. But yeah, this is a very bad look. She just made. How do you make a situation like that even worse? Yeah, they ripping her on Twitter. They ripping her on Instagram. Man, they're ripping her a new one, bro. But anyways, let me actually, before I share my Twitter tab, let me make sure it's clean. Let me make sure it's clean. Uh-oh, another twerking video. Here we go. Oh no! Apparently they found the guy. They think they found. Nah. I don't think that's the guy. Apparently they think they found the guy's social media that started the fake university. Oh man, this is bad, man. This is really bad. Let me hit up Instagram real quick. That guy asked him, "Okay, so are you a psychologist?" He just looks down. He's just like, "Ah, shit." He said, "Yep, I am. Yep, that's me. I do therapy, y'all." This is so bad, man. Somebody said, "Why did this man agree to this interview?" Somebody said that, yeah, because he said himself the school was founded 2 months ago. This is just, it's a mess at this point. It's a real mess. Oh man, they got to make this a meme. They definitely got to make this a meme. I should have used this as the thumbnail. Anybody that doesn't know, to the left there was a doctor, or sorry, a fake dentist that was like, or was it an orthodontist, giving people fake veneers and all this stuff with no license. He was practicing with no license in ATL. I think a decade ago. Oh man, I don't know why she's oh yeah, also yeah, 50 Cent, he came forward. 50 Cent came forward and distanced himself from her. 50 Cent put on his Twitter, or I think on his Instagram. No, he put on his Instagram. He said, "Damn, Shorty was a fraud. No degrees. SMA. She's a professional bullshitter." Yeah. You have male scam artists. You got female scam artists. Now, for to be a female scam artist, you always got to make sure you're presenting yourself right. She did have the looks at one point. And it was working for her, because at one point she was a president of the of a NAACP chapter at one point. So if you're pretty, you got the looks, and you got the gift of gab, because dudes, they're not really paying attention to what you're saying. Most male simps are not going to be paying attention to what a pretty woman is saying. All you have to do is be pretty, and they'll want you to be around, right? That's why it was very few men that peeped her bullshittery or her lying from the beginning. But anyways.
Took me 12 seconds to find it on Amazon, $83. You know, about to keep playing in my face. Produce the document. Show us footage. Give me the receipts. Or we don't want to hear this. What Monique say? If you're not going to put a name to it, keep it on the playground. This is childish.
So somebody also in the comment section says, "Didn't 50 Cent help her? I'm lost here because she got on national TV and say he helped her." Yeah, so 50 Cent, he helped her get like a real like a book publishing deal. Like the publishing deal that 50 Cent got her, like most people cannot even get. So what people need to understand, in America, it's all about who you know. And 50 Cent had the connects, so he was able to connect her with a real, like, one of the best publishers, if not the best publisher in the United States of America, to help her with her book. So this is a really bad look, because now 50 Cent's name is going to be attached to that. And now whatever person that he wants to bring forward to that same publisher, that publisher is going to be like, I hope this is not another scammer. Shout out to Pyro. He says, what's good? Man, this is really bad. This is really bad. Uh-oh, they found the old.
Take a lot of things.
Yeah, this is back in the day. This is when Dr. Cheyenne Bryant was on the Zoe Williams show. This got to be, I think, 2014. This has to be 2015 or 2014, this clip right here.
Seriously, like, for example, whenever I'm with a woman, I do not like to meet her children, especially if my intent is not good. I will at all costs avoid any contact with her kids, because they do not need to meet me, because I know where my heart is a lot of times. So I don't know if that makes me good or bad, but I don't like to see the children get destroyed.
Wow.
You're doing your wrong right.
Right.
That's right. I agree. Wow. Cheyenne, you want to chime in?
As far as with Crystal or with Corey
Chime in to what I said.
Oh, Corey said, I mean, I commend you on that. I think that that's something you should do. I've been in that same situation where I made sure that I kept myself distant from the kids, because I know that I had not yet made the decision to be exclusive or committed to this man.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's smart.
You got kids?
I have no kids.
We need to work on that.
Oh, God. But let me
take a lot of things.
Of course, he has to put a joke at the end, this ninja. But this is what, this is why this is why I already know of her.
The actual reality is she's kind of no different than Trump. She don't give a about your financial standing. She doesn't give a about what lines her pockets, as long as they keep lining. Because sorry, Cheyenne Bryant, I saw your pool in your backyard looks beautiful. The cabana, the people working for you, taking advantage of hardworking Black and brown women. To me, as someone who has met her, as someone who has heard her talk against what she be preaching to the masses, I actually feel infuriated that now the narrative is that Black women are jealous of her, that Black women are just haters, that Black women are just tearing down another Black woman, when in fact, she's sitting here infiltrating herself into our community and lining her pockets with the that she's doing. And I just don't like it.
Okay, sister. Oh, man. But I often wonder how come they couldn't see this before? It's but it was because she had a huge female following, in the beginning of the year 2020, like in 2024, she had a huge following when she was quote unquote calling out Nick Cannon and Cam Newton and all this stuff. She read them to filth, sis, and all this nonsense. And the dudes were afraid to, it was probably like me and like two other YouTubers that came to Cam Newton's and Nick Cannon's defense. And I still will, because there's a lot, people tend to pick on the fact that they have like multiple kids with multiple women, but at the end of the day, hoes are still going to line up for Cam Newton and Nick Cannon. They didn't take advantage of anybody. They were just themselves. And because of their fame or their money or their status or all three, they all lined up to be baby mama number infinity. That's not on Cam. That's not on Nick. That's on the woman. After baby mama number 3 or 4, you should kind of already know what that guy's about. And if you continue to participate, that does not make him the villain at that point. That's just my opinion on that. But there was a lot of dudes. There's a lot of dudes that's afraid to stand on that, because they don't want to upset their female fan base or their female following. Oh man. But anyways, when it comes to Dr. Cheyenne, she's just it is what it is. It's over for her.
I shouldn't even have 12 pit. The
required.
It's over for her.
Isn't that
It's over for her. So it's not even thing no more. For me. Like it's gonna be like less and less Dr. Cheyenne Bryant videos. From my perspective, there's because there's nothing else to talk about. There's all the proof is right there for you. It's always been there. It's always been there. Ladies, if you're listening, it's always been there. You just refuse to see it only until she started talking about the women and what they needed to do. And when you started talking about how college accreditation don't matter, that's when women started doing their research on her. But it's always been there. It's always been there. Let's see if we have another video just to wrap the show up. Let's see if we have another topic. So I will go over the last topic, and then I will also go over the next live stream and the next videos that I'm going to do for this week. But let me see if I can let me get one more video to talk about real quick. I know there's one more that I could hit up. What the let me see if I can pop my bookmarks up. I already went over this. So I could either do this video or I could do, let me see. Let's see if I could do, okay, this one. It could either be this one. She said what a boy from the manosphere told her. So that's interesting. We could do that video, or we could do a fat white woman from Utah complaining about why dating is hard for her. Well, let me do the boy from the manosphere video. I think that will be more that might be a little bit more interesting. Oh, also to the few people that are still here. Oh, Pyro said, how come 50 didn't do no research on her to see if she's legit? Because she's pretty. Like I told you, she's a woman like that with her body, her shape, her skin tone. Dudes is gonna want to smash, particularly black men. They like women like that. Like if you ask them what type of black woman that they would prefer, it'll be somebody of the mold of a Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, right? Especially when it comes to their older women fetishes, And then in 50 Cent's case, they're around the same age. So she's not telling the full story about how she got the publishing deal. 50, he smashed. He smashed, she got the deal. Right? That's just how these things work. But let's dive into this specific video. Let's see if I can copy and paste real quick. So there's a lot of misconceptions about the manosphere and the mainstream, but we already know what's happening. They're just whatever's going to go wrong with the country, they're just going to blame everything on they're going to blame everything on Andrew Tate and the red pill and the manosphere. right? While things are not working, why families are not being formed, why people are not having babies and all of that. Instead of speaking on the obvious, they're just going to divert all their attention to manosphere / incels. This is why they always say incel, red pill, manosphere. They tend to say all of these things together so they can just take all of these things into one. And now anything that is male related, any content creator that is male centered or male adjacent, they're just going to say it's incel content, right? So this is that's where we at right now with that. But let me share the video with you guys via my computer. If I can bring up the file.
Conversation with a boy from the manosphere, and as a mother of a son, it may
Oh, okay, here we go. I was like, what the? Where's my video? Here we go. Ellis is here, says, telling you the doctor got Superhead in second place. Oh, and it's very interesting that you mentioned Superhead, because in that video from 2016 where Corey Holcomb was talking about Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, he brought up Dr. Cheyenne Bryant to compare her to Superhead, because this was a topic that they were actually talking about Superhead, and Superhead being mad about people bringing up her past. This was from 2016. So that's a very interesting comparison. Very interesting that you brought that up. Actually, let me take this out. Yeah, in this 2016 video, Corey Holcomb was talking about Superhead and then comparing her to Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, so the alleged doctor at the time. So that's very interesting that you bring that up, but let's take that off the screen and bring
conversation with a boy from the manosphere.
So let's start this from the beginning.
I had a conversation with a boy from the manosphere, and as a mother of a son, it made me realize something very profound. It was so valuable for me because it reminded me of how easily a kind, loving boy can be shaped by the world when he feels rejected or not good enough. I'm going to show you little snippets of our conversation, and I just want you to notice how our boys don't just wake up thinking like this. They are taught it, especially in their most vulnerable moments. And it really reinforced for me how important it is for me to raise my son to understand his worth without needing to prove it through women. Now, I don't usually
Uh-oh, so you're a boy mom. Little do you know, you're going to be the villain once that boy starts dating. Because what eventually ends up happening, you'll have women, they'll come forward and say, we need to teach our sons to be more empathetic and to do this. And they realize by the time their son hits 18, they have sent them off to the world basically unprotected. And they can't, like, they realize that they basically set their sons up to basically be food to all the evil 304s in the world. And they try to make up for it in the back end by basically being a deterrent in the son's 20s. So whatever girl that he brings home, she's going to cause hell. And every little thing that woman does wrong, she's going to bring it up. She's going to sabotage it. And it's her way of trying to make up for sending her son off to be food for the game. So it's, that's another perspective right there.
Respond to people like this, but he was very active in my comments, just very angry and abusive to me and many of my female followers. And he sent me a direct message. But
if it was a boy, how could he be so abusive or angry in your comment section? This is why I also believe that female teachers are, they complain about their pay. I think teachers get overpaid. I don't think they get underpaid. I think most teachers are overpaid, especially when you're seeing the results of really students in general, but especially when they're talking about how boys are failing more and more and more. I think female teachers are tanking boy students. That's just my opinion. I think they're tanking their scores on purpose. That's just me. But I've suspected this since I was a kid, especially looking at how female teachers would treat the girls compared to the boys. I've always felt that female teachers had a very strong group preference when it came to making sure the girls were always straight. But that's a whole other discussion for another day.
I don't know why this time, instead of blocking him, I really wanted to understand why. And what he said might surprise you. Although he was being very harsh in the comment section, what I actually saw wasn't a bad guy, it was a very hurt boy. The manosphere is teaching our sons that they have no inherent value.
So let's zoom into the message. Shows men are born without value while women are born with value, but at a certain age they lose their value, and it's the truth. Prove me wrong. She might take it as men are not born with value, but that's just another way of men trying to tell other men that you need to work for your value. So most men, if they have men underneath them, they're not going to, unless if that man has been severely bullied, if they're dealing with a regular boy underneath him, they're going to encourage the boy to work for your value, not to expect a handout or to really instill that hardworking, gene within them, because nobody's really going to give him anything, right? So he might have so that boy that was in your DMs and trying to debate with you or whatever, that's basically what he was trying to say. He just conveyed it very poorly.
That they have to earn their value. So instead of feeling worthy as they are told to prove themselves through status, money, dominance, or sexual success. And that doesn't actually create confidence, that creates insecurity. Anyway, I took it upon myself to remind him that he is worthy as he is. And I went on to tell him that he has been sold a lie by the manosphere. He went on to tell me about how he used to be kind and friendly and say yes, and women didn't choose him. So when he took the advice of being more ego-driven and cocky, more mean to women and more detached, he now sleeps with multiple women and he sees that as success. But he said himself,
so he's telling you why this way of thinking is working for him. Now, that technically, he probably didn't even get that from the manosphere. He probably just got that from Andrew Tate, who isn't a part of the manosphere, right? But that's all they, man, anytime people have an argument, they always bring up these two people, Andrew Tate and Myron Gaines. They always bring up these two niggas. Like there's like a king of the manosphere. Like I even seen people, like you'll see people in the comment section like, oh man, look, the leader of the manosphere, Andrew Tate. I'm like, what the fuck is y'all talking about? We don't even have leaders. We might have like I'll say, yeah, we barely have leaders in the man space. Barely. There is no leader, but that's the, when you're talking about the way females think, you'll even see it when women are like, oh man, like who's the leader of the friend group? Who's the leader of the male friend group? And I'm like, there is no leader. Everybody has their utility. Everybody has their gift, their talent. Everybody brings something to the group. But they're looking for the leader. They're looking for the male leader. The modern day aliens. Show me your leader. What is he talking about?
He's doing it to forget someone he still misses. This is what these spaces are teaching young men. Not how to build love, but how to avoid feeling. They're teaching them how to perform confidence, not how to actually build it. To use women instead of connecting with them. And to suppress emotion instead of processing it. And what they're not realizing is that that is attracting women who are also unhealed. Attracting connections that are surface level. And situations.
Would you consider yourself healed? Would you consider, how many healed women would you think that there are out there? Because if you're just going off that definition, Jada Pinkett, she'll swear up and down that she's healed, and we know she's batshit crazy, right? These terms, unhealed and healed and healthy, or there's this gang of great women out there. Once a man goes through life, or if you'll have a man that's really trying to go out there, date, with intention, trying to find a genuine woman, and eventually he's just going to come to that conclude. There's really no good women out there. It's just women LARPing, women trying to get money from you. They're trying to get attention from you. Something. It's not that she's looking for a man so she can pour into a man. She's looking to get something from that guy. That's most, especially when you're talking about most American women. And when you're dealing with American women, they want everything up front and they want to put no investment in. The only time they'll, when you hear women say, "Oh, I tried to build with a man and it didn't work," that's because she tried to build with a dude that was like unemployed, or the dude had like strong D game, but he literally had nothing else. He either had strong D game and nothing else, or it was like a drug dealer she was dealing with, or a criminal that she was dealing with, a dude with no address, but he had drugs. Those are the dudes that they try to build with. But like, when you're talking about like a normal dude, they're allergic to normal dudes, right? That's most likely what's the situation.
Relations that don't last. So when those inevitably fall apart, it confirms everything that they were told, that women are the problem, that you have to stay guarded, and the cycle continues. And as a mum, that breaks my heart. They are not teaching our men how to attract healthy, grounded women who want real relationships based on trust, emotional safety, respect, and depth. They are teaching these boys to push those women away, those women who could actually make them happy. By sleeping with multiple women, he now thinks that women appreciate him more, and he says it's hard to be nice again. This is the damage I'm talking about. He's learned that being himself, being nice, doesn't work. So
it doesn't. In terms of if your goal is to sleep with multiple women, have multiple women ad nauseum, to get the women that you want, to conquer women, being yourself is not going to work unless if you're a Chad. And even those guys, they're not getting the best. Like a Chad, he can be himself and then get like multiple 4 out of 10s, multiple 5 out of 10s, to do their role. Yes. But in terms like, if you're a Chad and then you're yourself, you can have like a whole, soccer starting lineup of 5 out of 10s and 4 out of 10s. But for the average dude, being yourself is not going to help you sleep with many women, right? Or get into the relationships or a situation that's going to favor you. Being a nice guy is going to end you up being a stepdaddy to to kids that are not yours. That's just the facts, especially if you're talking about America. Being a nice guy is going to have you end up being with a prostitute or a former hooker, a former a woman with a promiscuous past. You're going to get played.
Shut that part of himself down and replaced it with ego just to feel wanted. Now he feels appreciated but not fully seen, and it's pulled him further away from real connection. He took everything I said on board and he said, "I know deep down you're right, but how can I go back knowing people will treat me like
Let me see this. Let me read the text message. It says, "I know deep down you're right, but how can I go back knowing people will treat me like I'm not worth a thing? What's your solution? What's your solution to this broken man? What is your solution?"
I'm not worth a thing. And this is exactly what the manosphere does, what this red pill content does to our boys. It convinces him that his value comes from how...
Ma'am, what's your solution? What you're gonna? Let's look at her page. What's your solution? Don't tell me she's a dating coach. Oh Lord. Oh Lord, here we go. Let's look at her page here. Look at the bio. Look at the bio. Look at the bio. A single mama who got her spark back, empowering women to build freedom and self-love. Yeah, I'd rather him listen to Andrew Tate than you. Respectful. Or whatever, Hustlers University, or whatever these platforms. Yeah, I'd rather him listen to those guys than you. You're gonna set this man up to be literally meat to the slaughterhouse, or whatever, a pig to the slaughterhouse, whatever the term is. If he's listening to you, if he drops what he's doing, he's gonna end up being a victim. Because I know whatever you're selling, especially what you're selling to women is gonna lead to their destruction. And number two, when it comes to men, you have no business coaching men, giving men advice. There are dudes in their basements that have way better expertise to give than you, lady. A single mom that her bio is a single mama who got her spark back. Good Lord. The narcissism. But anyways.
Others treat him. So now he's terrified of being seen as worthless. This same person was calling me and other women worthless in the comment section, which is a sign of projection. These are hurt boys who were never taught how to process rejection, pain, or feeling not in.
Well, he's not wrong, but unfortunately he's immature. This guy is probably in his early 20s or late teens. But I'm still waiting for the solution that you're going to give him.
Enough. So they found spaces that gave them answers, but those answers came at the cost of who they really are. And underneath all of that is just a boy who wants to feel chosen, valued, and enough. And if we don't see that, we miss the real issue and we miss the chance to change it.
Yeah. But anyways, this is the thing though, with when you talk about the manosphere, the red pill. Okay, so what's your alternative? To give something what these men are looking for, right? But this is what we will talk about in the next show. If nothing crazy happens in the news, I will be reviewing this specific video if I can bring it up. It's the video is called, I think it's a Jubilee video. One normal guy versus 20 red pillars. I think that's the video. That's what the video is called. Let me see if I can bring it up. It's there we go. See if I can share this tab with you. That will be my next show. We will go over that, or I'm gonna have to be very careful though, because Jubilee will shut your platform down. So the last time I did that, they went hard on my platform. So I had to cut a lot of the segments off. So it will, my next stream will either be this, or I will be talking about how Christians have ruined the male space, right? So I will go over one of these things. If I do the Christians are ruined the male space, I will try that experiment that I said I was going to do, where I'm going to put Andrew Wilson and put like an X over him, and just to see the bots that attack my chat, just to show you that you know what we're dealing with here, right? Or one of these famous Christian dudes that have infiltrated this male space. But unfortunately, what's happening with the I call these niggas the Christ is King ass niggas, right? The Christ pill niggas. These people have ruined the reputation of the space. Is already bad, but they've made it far worse, to where now you have liberal women who at first they were losing. So they would try to go on these platforms and try to debate these people, and they would lose. Now what they're doing, they're shifting their content towards the race stuff, right? So now they're shifting their content to, man, these white incels be attacking my page because I showed my black boyfriend and all this nonsense. Those people are engagement baiting, right? And unfortunately, they're trying to attribute these people to the male space, but those guys are not incels. Those are not even the race cells. Those are Christian dudes. If you look at the profile of the people that are, harassing, interracial couples pages, specifically when it comes to black men, white women, or black men, Asian women, the white dudes that are attacking those pages, those are Christians. Those are not incels. Those are the Christ is King. Those are the Christ pill people. So now those liberal women that used to just attack the manosphere head on, now they're just trying to attack it via that avenue. And the Christ pill niggas, right, are just as the same as when you talk about the Kevin Samuelites, right? All this shit where they're going in on women's comment sections and saying that you're gonna die alone and all this stuff. These people are ruining the space, right? The Christ pill niggas, the Christ is King ass niggas, right? The ones with these dudes that are in people's comment section, and then you go on their profile, you're gonna see a Bible verse on their profile page, right? A lot of the looks maxers, same thing. They're standing on religion, and then they're finding out that these guys are pedophiles and all these things. These people are ruining the space, right? So I have to really put that out there just to make sure my stance is clear. It's not the PUAs are still bad, but they're second place right now. They're in second place in terms of the worst part of, when you talk about the worst part of the manosphere or the worst part of the red pillars or black pillars or all whatever. It's not the incels, it's not the black pillars, it's the Christ is King ass niggas at number one. And number two is the PUAs, the pickup artists, those Riz channels. So we will definitely go over that. Maybe we'll call the stream the confusion in the manosphere or the civil war in the manosphere, whatever we want to call it, or the red pill, something. So we definitely need to go over that. That will be most likely be my next live stream. I do got to start making these videos again. So thank you for being patient with me on that end. So that's all I have for today. Did I add these new sound bites? So yeah, I got some new sound bites coming soon. Some interesting James Brown sound bites coming soon. Oh, by the way, I did download this sound bite.
Can a young nigga get money anymore?
So I got that sound bite on deck. So anytime people start player hating, I'm gonna have this in the background.
Can a young nigga get money anymore?
So we definitely gonna have that. On standby. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Thank you for tuning in. I'm gonna sign off. I have some things to do. I got some things I need to accomplish before the night ends. So I will be signing off. 5150 show will be tomorrow. I will be tuning in. I think I'm gonna drop a video tomorrow where Corey Holcomb was talking about black female comics. So I gotta do a reaction video to that. That'll be a video, not a live stream. So that will be funny. I'll definitely drop a video to that very, very soon. Take care, guys. Thank you guys for listening.